A soft chuckle, devoid of humor, reached him. Val tried to peer into the hood of the cloaked form, but saw only shadows. If he didn't recognize one of his own, he'd have taken his head. "And here I thought I might receive a warm welcome," came the reply as he swept aside the hood of his cloak. "Especially since I'm freezing my balls off." Val instantly lowered his weapon and grinned at Gabriel. He clasped Gabriel's forearm with a welcoming grin. "I was beginning to wonder where you were." "I've been scouting the area," Gabriel replied. "I knew Amory would have you arrive outside the village." "Did you see the creature?" Val asked. Gabriel's silver eyes met his. "I did. I was on my way to the village when you stopped me." "Then let's go," Val said. Without another word, the two men started toward the village. Hunting was the second thing they did well. The first was battle, and they were eager to end the beast. They had gone only a few steps when they heard the shrill scream. Val exchanged a look with Gabriel before lengthening his strides to race down the mountain, Gabriel on his heels. They saw the flames of the fires lightening the sky before they reached the village. "The creature will be after the chosen one," Gabriel yelled over the cries of the villagers. Val nodded grimly. "Let's hope we find her in time." Neither spoke as they reached the village and took in the devastation. Chaos reigned as people ran about, their shrieks echoing in the night. Some held the wounded. Some held the dead. Yet not all the village had been touched. "He left us a trail," Val said, and pointed to the line of destruction. Gabriel smiled. "Let's not keep him waiting." Nicole leaned against her door, her heart hammering wildly in her chest. She knew what had come for her, but she didn't have the courage to meet it head-on. Instead, she hid in her small cottage while the creature wreaked havoc on the village. Her breath shook as she inhaled. She closed her eyes, but knew no amount of hiding would change her fate. For too long she had remained hidden in the hopes that she might have a future. But no more. Innocents were dying as the beast looked for her. She feared her death because she knew it would be painful, but she couldn't stand the thought of others dying because of her. Before she lost her nerve, she turned and swung open the door. A blast of chilly winter air hit her. With her knees shaking and her heart pounding so hard she thought it might burst from her chest, she fought against hiding once more. The few pines around her cottage swayed ghost-like in the darkness as the full moon shed its bright beam around her. She gripped the door frame until her knuckles turned white, and she resolved to face her destiny. Then she lifted her foot and stepped out of her cottage. Her lungs burned with the cold air, but it was nothing compared to the icy fear in her veins. With slow, unsure steps, Nicole walked to the lock to await her death. The beauty of the water had always held her spellbound. She had spent many hours here and decided that it would be a nice place to die. Not many got to choose where they would die, and since she had that privilege, she was going to make the most of it. She knew the instant the creature arrived. The air around her became heavy, and her entire body froze as the evil encased her. With one last look over her beloved lock, Nicole turned to face her executioner. Her entire body shook, not with cold, but terror, as she stared up at the beast before her. Only in her nightmares had she seen the fearsome creature, but the real thing before her would strike terror in the bravest of souls. The enormous monster that stood easily 3 times her size had the wings, foreparts, front legs, and head of an eagle. His hind paws, tail, and ears were that of a lion, and he was as dark as pitch. Her gaze slowly traveled up until she looked into the beast's yellow eyes. "God save me," she whispered, unable to do more than pray. She knew trying to run would only irritate the griffin more, prolonging her death with added pain. When his massive claw